Few seconds. All right, there we go. I've got a mark on the stage. I'm not allowed to move off that, I've been told. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. Welcome to the rest of our audience out there on our live stream around South Africa. So that's my name, Rob. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending about 30 minutes with you as we go through what we call our business introductory presentation. If you have any questions, reserve them for your lead wealth engineers, the people that brought you here this evening or have invited you to watch this intro presentation online. I'm sure they can address any questions that you have after the presentation. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, our first slide, it says DuePoint. Just below it, you can see it says we're a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Now, Constantia is a business that's been around successfully for a very long time, and DuePoint was launched in February 2016. So what is that, about 3 years ago almost that DuePoint's been around. How did DuePoint come about? Well, a combination of factors came together, primarily two being economic reasons for both ourselves and for the general public. You as an audience here have a economic necessity, I would imagine. You're not here for the free tea and coffee. You're here because you want to make money. At the same time, we are a business that is certainly entrepreneurial, and we can only exist if we're making money and being profitable. And then secondly, one of the biggest things that we wanted to do differently as a business is to create social impact. And we decided to create this business called DuePoint with a great aspect of social entrepreneurship connected to it. And that's really how DuePoint was born. And 3 years ago, we formed this thing called the DuePoint System. So the DuePoint System is really how DuePoint works. It has got a number of benefits that we're going to go through from your perspective. So I almost see this as a pros and cons list, almost like a SWOT analysis. If you're looking to get involved in business to make additional cash, there are a plethora of different businesses available out there. So how do you weigh up which business is better than the other? This is going to help you. Personally, I think when you get through this list, you're going to all doubt will be cast aside and you'll be DuePoint is the business to go with, but that's a decision you're going to have to make by the end of the presentation. So primarily what we do here at DuePoint is we ask the people that come and join us, that decide to collaborate with us, partner with us, to go out and build what we call channels of distribution. A channel of distribution is basically you just going out and connecting other people to DuePoint. In other words, word of mouth marketing or referral marketing. You're going to go tell other people about this business. If you're successful in doing that, these are the benefits that await you in this business. Primarily, number one being you get to generate additional income for yourself. The nature of the income that we produce here is what we refer to as recurring income. Some people refer to it as passive income. Investors will typically talk about a thing called annuity income. All three are the same thing. It is the ability to make money or derive income from an asset instead of your time. Right? The problem with time-generated income or activity-based income is that it is fraught with risk. As employees, myself included, we have this risk of being constrained by time to produce income. Why is there so much risk attached to it? Because people are likely to get retrenched. You get retrenched, your income ends. If you lose your health and you can't go to work, your income ends. When you get to 60, 65, retirement, your income ends, right? And so employment has got all these risks attached to it. When you create an asset like a DuePoint channel of distribution and derive income from the asset, you can get sick, DuePoint will still pay you, right? We're going to discuss the benefits of assets shortly, but recurring income is a very powerful form of income. It is way better than activity-based income. Power duplication, this is the opportunity for you to go out and build a team around you that'll allow you and help you, assist you to collaborate with you in building a channel of distribution faster and bigger than the one you can do on your own. It is a benefit you want to take full advantage of. Flexi time, the technology that we've imposed here at DuePoint allows you to build your channel of distribution anywhere in the country at any time of the day. Our business literally runs off your smartphone. You can do business any time of the day, anywhere in the country. There's no constraint of time or geography in terms of building this business. We've got a successful wealth engineer because of his health is constrained to be at home. He can't drive, he can't get anywhere. He's still building a channel of distribution successfully. All right, that's the beauty of the technology. There's no startup capital, so this business has a very low barrier to entry. It is very low risk. You have the opportunity to consider doing DuePoint and building a channel of distribution without the fear of risk being involved. If we're a business that is one of the primary pillars of our business is to create social impact, how can we get people involved in a business where they risk losing things? We don't want anyone to lose anything in this business. And so we've designed the DuePoint system to have a very low barrier to entry, to be very low risk. There's no qualifications or experience requirements in our business. It becomes very accessible to the general public. You get to build an asset. Now, I touched on this when I spoke about recurring income. Again, the benefits of building an asset here at DuePoint, this channel of distribution that you're going to be building and tasked with building, you have ownership over it. You have legal tender over your channel of distribution. It means you can sell your channel of distribution if you so wish, for whatever reason. It means that when you get to retirement age, DuePoint doesn't retire you. Your boss is going to retire you. I can almost guarantee that, right? Majority of retirees, pensioners, cannot afford retirement. Right? That's the state of the economy at the moment for most people. People can't even afford to die. They've got so much liability that they can't afford to die. That debt is going to get passed on to the next generation. If you've got an asset, right, that asset doesn't disappear when you die. You get to seed a valuable asset, one that creates recurring income every month to your beneficiaries, be it your spouse, be it your children, and you get to pass wealth on to the next generation. And that's why I'm hoping that people will be happy to sacrifice their spare time in building this channel of distribution, knowing that they've got the ability to build this asset that they own. There's no selling involved in our business. So the nature of our business has precluded you completely from the selling process. That is my job, it's Brendan's job, it's our website's job to sell and talk about our products. That is a wonderful benefit because most people don't enjoy the prospects of having to sell and convince people to buy stuff, right? You don't. Do you want this weekend? Do you want to spend this weekend trying to sell insurance products to your friends and family? No, we don't, right? And that's a wonderful benefit because you don't have to do that. What you're going to be doing is talking to people about the business opportunity that exists here at DuePoint. You don't have to speak about our products, right? When they come and sit down in an intro presentation like you sitting in now, that's when they'll discover what the products are and what the system's all about and the opportunity is all about. And so there's no requirement of selling on your part. At the same time, because this is a financial services business, our products are financially based. It means we don't have stock and distribution issues because our products are intangible. We never run out of products here at DuePoint, right? And you never have to phone reception and go, do you have stock? I want to order 50 insurance products for my friends this weekend. You don't have to open your boot and look for space to put the insurance products in, right? So again, the nature of the products are convenient in themselves. But your success is determined by your ability to build this thing called the channel of distribution. So let me show you what it looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer here at DuePoint, and you're going to go out, like I said, and connect other people to this business. If you're successful in doing that, so let's say you go speak to 10 people, 5 of which decide, yes, I need a business like DuePoint in my life. I also want to make extra money every single month. They decide to become DuePoint wealth engineers underneath you. That is the beginning of your channel of distribution. And this is where it all begins, because those 5 individuals that you've introduced to DuePoint successfully are going to go out and start connecting other people. And this is where the power of duplication comes into place. If you want to leverage this power of duplication as much as possible, find the strongest people to connect into this business. The strongest people. I always compare those first people that you introduce to the business, that's like your board of executives. It's your board of directors. You want top people in that first line. Because if you're desperate and you go and look for anyone on the street to join your business, you will build a weak business. And our hope for people in DuePoint is to build sustainable long-term businesses, because this is an asset. It's an asset. You don't want it to be weak. You want it to be strong, right? And so this is what a channel of distribution looks like. This is what you're going to be building here at DuePoint. You're being potentially paid for every single dot that you see on the screen every single month, because it's recurring income. All right? How does the payment work to you? So how do you earn money? This slide explains the mechanics of what we call our returns program. The returns program is that recurring income that we pay all our wealth engineers every single month. It is based on this, a R27.50 base payment that we make for every product in your channel. right? So remember the first 5 people you introduced? That's what we call your first point. Anyone that you introduce personally to this business lies on your first point, and on your first point, we actually pay you double the 27 Rand 50. So you're earning 55 Rand for every person that you introduce successfully into the business every single month. It is recurring income again, right? When those individuals go out and connect other people successfully, those product owners are going to afford you a 55 Rand earning for every product that they own on the second point. We call that your second point. And as your channel starts to grow out further and further, that multiplier starts to drop. So when you're all the way out here at the 8th point, your channel is now 8 points wide. It is huge. You're still earning 1 Rand 10 for every single product that you have on your 8th point. And we don't limit the size of your channel. Your channel can grow infinitely big, right? Theoretically speaking, because we don't limit the size of your channel. And so we don't limit how much wealth engineers can earn here at DuePoint. Our business is always based on time and numbers. You can't manipulate time, so be patient. Let time run its course. What you can manipulate are the numbers. You can put as many people onto this business as you want on your first point, right? And that'll just make your business bigger, and it'll allow it to grow faster because you've got more people working in your team. So this is the mechanics of the returns. Yet people still want to understand, well, how much time is DuePoint going to require, right? And how much money can I earn? And how quickly can I earn a certain amount of money? So we built this thing called the Path to Success. It is a 5-year plan for a brand new wealth engineer. It is based on an assumption around activity. That assumption is, in your first month, you connect 3 people only. Not the 5, 3. In your first month. That'll make you qualified to start earning. And then every consecutive month, if you can connect 2 new people into this business, every month thereafter, into perpetuity, these are the numbers, the returns that you can expect to earn with DuePoint, right? After 6 months, you'll be earning about 2,500 Rand a month. So now, always take a little bit of time and go through the whole audience to see your reaction. No one looks impressed at all by 2,500 Rand after 6 months, right? Don't worry, that was my same reaction. When they came up with this, I said, 2,500 Rand after 6 months of work. Surely we can push that number up a little bit. No? They didn't push the number up. And over the 3 years that I've been doing this presentation, after about a year, I started to realize that people's perception of money is probably what lands us in trouble in the first place. Right? This business is about having social impact. And one of the languages that we speak here at DuePoint is always focused around wealth creation. If we want to create people in this business that become wealthy individuals, at the same time we need to create this paradigm shift. We need to shift people's thinking from looking at money from a consumer spending point of view to a how do I make more money, right? You've got to move it from consumer to wealth creator. From a spender to an investor. So if I show you the 2,500 Rand again, you can look at it and go, well, I can spend 2,500 Rand really quickly. There's not much value in that for me, right? But if you take the 2,500 Rand and you put it into something like debt, because I know everyone's indebted, right? The whole country's indebted, almost all of us. If you put that money into your debt, you can make more money than what the 2,500 Rand represents. Here's a R1 million bond. Wouldn't everyone love to own a house? Not bond a house, own the house, right? How about paying the bond off in half the time? So here's an example of someone who went out and found a R1 million property. They went and bonded it. The bond was costing them 11,500 Rand a month because they decided to pay it off over 20 years at about prime plus 2. That's going to cost you 11,500 Rand a month for 20 years before you become a homeowner. But you join DuePoint and you start earning that little 2,500 Rand a month. And you decide, let me put the 2,500 Rand into my bond as an additional payment. What's the benefit of that? The benefit is that will save you nearly 1 million Rand in interest that you would have paid to the bank. It allows you to pay that bond off in nearly half the time. Instead of taking 20 years, this example will take you 11.5 years to pay that property off. So perhaps you can buy 2 properties in 20 years. Perhaps even more, right? But it has to have been a decision that you make when you start earning the extra 2,500 Rand. Because if you're like me, I want a nice pair of shoes, I want a nice watch, I've got a long shopping list, I have to put that aside and go, stop thinking like a consumer. And that's 6 months away, folks. At 12 months, this is tiny, short time periods. At 12 months, you could be earning nearly 9,000 Rand a month. That's in excess of 100,000 Rand a year. Who would like a 100,000 Rand bonus on top of their salaries this year? At the end of 2019, sure. What would you say if your boss called you in and said, we decided we're going to give you a 100,000 Rand bonus in December? You'll be looking for the candid cameras. What's going on? Is this a golden handshake? Are you serious? Right? Who gets bonuses in this economy? No one. Give yourself the bonus. It is here for you to earn. And if you keep going, the number is going to get bigger, because remember, we don't pay wealth engineers for their activity. We pay wealth engineers for the asset that they're building. And you have the opportunity to take this asset and build it, grow it a little bit every single month. And if you're able to do that by year 2, you'll be close to 30,000 Rand a month. 30,000 Rand a month. Think about that. I don't want to lose you now. The number's going to get bigger, right? Fantasy. Month 36, you keep carrying on. Remember, you're doing 2 new people. You're introducing 2 new people onto your first point every single month. By month 36, 3 years' time, you'll be close to 50,000 Rand a month. After year 4, it's going to be close to about 70,000 Rand a month. And a 5-year plan from today, 5 years in the future. How old will you be in 5 years? Calculate that quickly. Think about what you were doing 5 years ago and how quickly that time went, right? In 5 years' time, you could be earning close to 85,000 Rand a month, which is about 1 million Rand a year in annual recurring income. And at that point, you could die, right? You'd be able to pass your channel onto your kids, onto your spouse. And the very next month, they would earn 85,000 Rand without you there. You could get sick. You could be in hospital. DuePoint will still be paying you every single month. And this is why I try to impress on guests that they need to start focusing on building assets instead of chasing transactional cash. Because transactional cash ends when you don't do anything. Right? So this is the 5-year plan. Adopt it. Adopt it as your own. We have got thousands of people that join this business every single month, and everybody is different. Right? The system is identical for everybody, but yet everyone is different. You have the opportunity to decide what you want out of this business. I sometimes explain to people, I say, I've got a table here. You can come up to the table and decide what you want off the table. Is it 1,000 Rand a month, 10,000 Rand a month, 85,000 Rand a month? That is a decision you make. I'm not part of that decision making. Don't let anyone else be part of that decision making. Decide what you want out of this business. Right? My disclaimer, we've got a very short disclaimer slide. Some of the wealth engineers say, why do you have to be negative in your presentation? Don't put the slide up. We have to be not negative, realistic. Realistic. The business is not going to do itself, right? 2019 has to be a year of action. A year of action. No one is going to do you favors. The economy is not going to change in 1 year. Your company that you work for is not suddenly going to promote you and double your income this year, right? The odds are against us. And so we have to start forcing the odds in our favor. And so my warning to everybody is that do not romanticize whatever you think this business might be about. This business is hard work. Hard work. It's a simple business. We've designed it to be simple to engage in, to be low risk, so everyone can do it and try it, but it still requires that hard work. It requires you to decide how much time you're going to sacrifice to do this business. But that's all. That's all. Know that you can do it. If you decide to make a simple decision about sacrificing time, anyone can do it. You don't have to go get a degree. You don't have to find favor with your boss. You don't have to play political games. You don't have to do any of that stuff that we're forced to do and deal with in a corporate environment. Right? Here, every person for themselves. It's a non-competitive environment. The results speak for themselves. At the end of the day, it's only the results. How much extra money are you earning at the end of the month? But it's achievable for everybody. On top of the monthly return that you can earn here at DuePoint, we've got a rewards program that rewards you with money, holidays, cars, all kinds of things when you reach particular milestones in building your channel of distribution here at DuePoint. So we call it the XP Rewards Program. It starts like this. Whoops, we removed the table, sorry. So it basically rewards you for the activity and your ability to build a channel here at DuePoint. So like I said, it rewards you with various things from monetary value, 20,000 Rand checks, 50,000 Rand checks, and the rewards get bigger as your channel gets bigger. So it's almost these little milestones that you can target and incentivize yourselves to reach to. So here you can see rank 5, which you can reach fairly quickly. We give our rank 5 wealth engineers this particular tool called a little USB drive. It's got all our video collateral on there. It's a special little USB drive because it plugs into so many devices. It allows you to show this business to people more easily. At rank 7, we spend an absolute fortune on business cards. Why? I have a background in branding and advertising. I understand the power of creating a good first impression. That is what advertising and branding is all about, right? These business cards will do it for you because these cards cost us nearly 17,000 Rand for one set. And we get them done personally in your name. There is gold all over these cards. No ink on the business card. Look at that business card. Isn't a drop of ink. The printers do them, but they don't print them. They get manufactured. And currently, Lynette's waiting for her business cards. There's an old man in Cape Town that does what we call gold gilding. You remember Bibles in the old days? They had gold around the edges. That's what we call gold gilding. There's one person left in the country doing that, right? So I don't know what we're going to do when he gets too old to do it. But these are special business cards. And what impact do they have? They have impact on you connecting people. Because when you put a 17,000 Rand business card down on the table, I promise you your credibility goes through the roof. At rank 9, this is one everyone gets very excited about. Everyone targets this reward in our XP Rewards program. Why? Because it's an annual international conference that we do with our wealth engineers and their families every single year. So we take you and your family to our Rank 9 International Conference. It's 7 days away. It's an all expenses paid trip. It's a 5-star luxury resort. And we fly business class there and back. You get to live like a millionaire for a week. Basically, it's what it's about. And so we've documented, so we've been on 2 Rank 9 trips already. So you'll see a little bit of footage in the video of both trips. I want you to imagine your feet in the sand, right? I want you to connect with this. And this can be very inspiring for a lot of our wealth engineers because you get to enjoy this with your family. And it's a very visceral experience. So how does that look? Is that an earthquake or lightning? Yeah. So who's going to be joining us? You know, my hope always is that we're going to have more and more rank 9s every single year. And know that every single person sitting here, you've got the ability to get there. You have the ability. You just have to turn that hope into action in 2019. We had one individual got to rank 9 in 5 months. Right? That's how quickly you can do it if you really want to. But again, it's a decision that you'll be making. At rank 11, we spend R250,000 buying our wealth engineers a brand new car. We pay for it cash. We put it in your name. It's your car. There's no DuePoint stickers on the car. You get to drive it off our parking lot with a little bit of fanfare, and it's yours. Brand new car, no debit order at the end of the month. How much closer are you to becoming a wealthy person? Right? If you can become debt-free, you can consider yourself one of the wealthiest people in the country, I think. So that's what our rewards program looks like, but this business is very much predicated on our ability to move product. Right? The products here at DuePoint are not arbitrary products. There are 4 products for you to consider, but bear in mind that they've been designed specifically with wealth in mind. They have been. The products are either there to bolster your asset value or protect your asset value. There's no point in you getting a brand new car at rank 11, for example, driving it out in the parking lot, having no insurance and crashing it. That plummets your asset value in an instant, right? And a lot of our products protect your asset value. It is a necessity for every South African. Often people look at insurance products as a grudge purchase. But the insurance industry, if you look at any developed country around the world, the insurance industry becomes the backbone of a strong economy. Right? And if you can personally protect your asset value, you've got nothing to worry about, right? At least for your family. So take a look at our products. As I said, there are 4 products for you to consider. I'm going to go through them. There is more information on our website, in-depth reviews on our YouTube channel. Our first product is called ACCESSWEALTH. It's going to cost you R324 every month. Of that R324, R100 gets invested on your behalf into a tax-free investment fund. So we take full advantage of tax-free legislation that exists in South Africa. So you get to have an investment that is tax-free. There is no restriction in terms of removing or withdrawing that money. So there's no 30, 60, 90-day notice that you have to give. You can withdraw your funds out of this investment immediately. It is an actively managed fund. The fund resides with Sanlam, which is the biggest investment house in the country. So it's a very well-protected investment. And then we give you R120,000 worth of personal accident death cover at the same time on top of this investment. So if you have this investment in place and you get killed in any form of accident, we will pay out your beneficiaries R120,000, right? So you can be killed in a hijacking, and even if your blood sugar's through the roof, we're still going to pay you out, right? No problems. Okay, so it's a very straightforward product. The second product is called WEALTHGUARD. WEALTHGUARD is only personal accident cover. It's going to cost you R249 a month. But this time you get R1 million worth of that personal accident death cover. And the beauty of personal accident death cover, albeit it doesn't cover you in the event of death through illness or natural causes, the price remains the same for everybody in this business, right? Again, accessibility is very important for us in this business. We don't want South Africans looking and going, oh, I'm too old to get cover, or I'm too sick, or I'm diabetic, right? I've got a friend who's diabetic. He's fit. He can't get life insurance. It's impossible for him to get life insurance. But through this product, he can, because we don't discriminate against your age or your health status with our insurance products, right? It's the same for everybody, regardless of your age, regardless of your health. So wonderfully accessible products. Then we've got a family product called Family Wealth. It is a funeral cover product. It starts at R299 a month. It gives you R20,000 worth of funeral cover for up to 5 family members. And then you also get R10,000 worth of debt protection with this. So if you have any liability, in other words, if you owe anyone money upon your death, we will pay out up to R10,000 of that money that you might be owing. And then you can increase the cover to R30,000 a month, as well as up to 10 family members. And again, there's no discrimination. Whatever your age, whatever your health status is, The price remains the same for everybody. So wonderful accessibility with regards to family. And then lastly, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points is actually a lifestyle rewards type of program. It is 299 Rand a month. And what we try to achieve through this product is to lower your cost of living every single month. So you think about the money you spend habitually every single month, right? Your cost of living, your monthly expenses. We've gone to a number of suppliers and negotiated discounts with them, hoping that you can use these suppliers and save some money. So if you take a look at the suppliers there, we try to cover a fairly large spectrum of typically what we think people spend money on. We've got always on Wi-Fi data. Instead of spending 100 Rand on a gig of data, they give it to us for 36 Rand a gig. ShopRite Checkers, 2% off your entire trolley every time you shop at ShopRite Checkers. And then we've got a number of other online retailers. Some of them you might be familiar with. The big ones are Eagle Ford and Jaguar Land Rover Santon. So if you are shopping for a car, there is massive value if you go through one of those dealerships, right? They have agreed to give us the best price in the country as well as the best service. And then we've got Hirsch's, which is also very popular. And we are adding to this product all the time. At the end of the month, we're launching a new in the dev seminar, we're going to be launching the new partner that we have in this program. Very exciting. Big telecom company has been taking ages to get them online, but I think it's going to be worthwhile. You're going to be very excited. So that is Wealth Points. Like I said, more information on our website, but they are straightforward products. They're designed to be straightforward and accessible. You can take one product, you can take 4 products. It is a personal decision that you need to make. All right, so those were the products. Very excitingly, we've got a new incentive launch for 2019. So if you think you were excited, hold on to your chairs. We have got the 365 challenge that was launched on the 1st of January. It is available for every single person that joins DuePoint. The challenge is to connect 365 people on your first point in the next 365 days. So from the date that you join. So if you join on the 1st of February, you've got 365 days. If you join today, you've got 365 days from today. If you can connect that many people in that amount of time, we will add a 365,000 Rand cash bonus to your efforts, right? Building a channel this quickly will result in you probably deriving close to 1.3 million Rand in value out of our business, because you'll be rank 11, you'll have the holiday, you'll have the car, and you would have earned about 800,000 Rand in cash in that time period. This is serious, but it requires serious action. And there's going to be a person that does it, perhaps more than one. And there are no losers in this. So you might be thinking, oh, I'm halfway through the year, I've only done 100. If you've done 100 people in 6 months, I promise you, your life will be different. It will be different. You will have generated so much wealth in that period of time. There are no losers in this challenge, right? So that's the 365 challenge. More details available on our website. We've got a specific wealth quest for January. So just for January's numbers, we call it Hit 2019 Sprinting. If you can connect 30 people in January, we will give you an extra 15,000 Rand on top of your earnings at the end of the month. Who's suffering in January? Aren't we all, right? December was good. Now January I'm suffering, right? Let's not let the suffering carry into February. Let's put 15,000 Rand plus earnings onto the bottom line. It's available in this month. You only have to connect 30 people, right? And that's available again for everybody. So what is the decision? This presentation is a proposal of partnership. We rely on you to go out and help us grow this business in South Africa, right? Our reliance falls upon your shoulders. At the same time, you get to derive massive benefit out of this business. You have all the support in the world. We want to see you being effective, profitable, and working on creating wealth. So we have each other's interests at heart in this business, which is a great partnership to have. And so my proposal to you is to come join us in this business called DuePoint. But you have to sacrifice time to do this business, because I know we are typically all busy. If you've got family, you're extra busy. A job, family, but you still have to derive time. Because if you make the decision, I'm too busy, you will never solve that I'm too busy problem. So this is my proposal to everybody. To give you a little bit of background on our business, you might be thinking, well, who is DuePoint exactly? Can I trust them? We're a division of Constantia, so we are a fully fledged insurance company in South Africa, a registered insurance company in South Africa. We are nearly 70 years old. Under Conduit Capital, we are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange, so know that we are audited and regulated as a business. Right? In terms of credible business, you don't get very much more credible than DuePoint and Constantia. So there's a lot more information on our website. That's our FSP number that we operate under. You can go look up our licenses on the FSCA website. You can do snooping around, as it were. But I think this is a business that you can trust. And we've got 3 years of track record at DuePoint with plenty testimony. You can go watch that all on YouTube to see if this is a business that you can trust and partner with going forward. And that is my hope. So for everyone here this evening, I hope that you've had a lot of your questions answered through this. If you have more questions, speak to the wealth engineer that brought you here this evening. I hope to see a lot of the faces more, and even more so on the beach at the end of the year. Thank you.